People present to us with hair loss in many different ways. Some people come to us with a gradual thinning on the top of their scalp. This may be gradual in the sense it must be happening from various number of years, but they notice it now. So that's how they come to a doctor to get a solution for it. Some other set of patients see a sudden hair loss, like the one which happens after any febrile or a fever related illness or a surgery or a crash diet or some major stressful factor. So this can lead to a sudden loss of hair. What are the different types of hair loss? So let's discuss some 6 types of hair loss that we commonly encounter in our practice. The first one being involutional alopecia. This is a normal process of hair loss which happens with age. So as a person ages, the capacity to regrow hair decreases with time, and this is known as involutional alopecia. The second type is androgenetic alopecia. This is seen in males as well as in females as male pattern baldness or female pattern baldness. Here in males we see a hair loss happening in the frontotemporal area where a V-shaped pattern of hair loss is seen. Along with this, sometimes it also starts in the crown part. So this is male pattern baldness. In female pattern baldness, it normally appears in the center part of your scalp as a Christmas tree pattern. Alopecia areata is the third type of hair loss where we see sudden patchy hair loss on the scalp, mainly in young adults and children. Alopecia universalis causes all the body hair to fall out, including the hair on your eyebrows or your eyelashes, even the pubic hair. Telogen effluvium is quite common and happens because of a temporary period of hair loss which occurs because of changes in the hair growth cycle. Scarring alopecia is also a type of hair fall which we see in patients with other skin disorders or skin ailments or inflammatory condition leading to a permanent scarring loss of hair. So what are the causes of hair loss? The number one factor is hormonal imbalances, like in patients of PCOS or PCOD. Also in patients of hypothyroidism, hair loss is quite common. Also due to genes, that is a genetic type of hair loss which is androgenetic alopecia is also a factor for hair loss. Then stress is also known to be a very important factor leading to hair loss. Childbirth or postpartum is also the period where hair loss is seen because of the shift in the hair growth cycle. Certain drugs like chemotherapeutic drugs are also known to cause hair loss. Also, patients of certain medical disorders and diseases can also notice a hair fall problem. Scalp psoriasis also is known cause of hair loss. Certain deficiencies like vitamin D, iron, protein, zinc deficiencies are known to cause hair loss, and we often supplement them when we find out. The last thing is excessive chemical or heat treatments given to the hair shaft may also lead to hair loss. So what are the treatments for hair loss? The main medications for hair loss are minoxidil and finasteride. Apart from this, certain peptides and hair regrowth serums are also prescribed for treating hair loss patients. They help in reducing the speed of hair loss and also delay the hair loss, may also help in partial regrowth of the hair. But if you are an advanced case and have lost a large volume of your hair, then your doctor may also suggest certain treatments such as PRP or growth factors or microneedling, lasers for your better regrowth. Hair transplantation is an excellent surgical treatment option for patients with higher grade of alopecia where a large portion of the hair has already been lost. I understand that hair loss can be a very distressing situation. It may lead to anxiety and depression, but be assured that there are various treatment options available for you now. So do visit a dermatologist and do not suffer in silence. To cheer you up a little, let me share with you some tips to manage your hair loss. So number one tip is always condition your hair after you shampoo. This will help in easy detangling of your hair and no knots so that the hair loss will reduce. Avoid making very tight hairstyles which tug and pull on your hair, because that may lead to baldness in the area where there is traction. So pulling of your hair is not a good idea. Brush your hair very gently. Avoid combing wet hair. Avoid using hot oil treatments which may actually irritate and cause inflammation in your scalp. Protect your hair from sunlight and other sources of ultraviolet rays. Also, avoid using too many hair care products, styling products, hot curling irons, hot irons, straightening tools, and things like this which can damage your hair. To dry your hair gently, do not rub it with a towel. Use a microfiber material or an old t-shirt to wrap it around your head and then let it dry quickly. Use a gentle or a mild shampoo and concentrate on cleansing the scalp. Shampoo is meant for the scalp, so use it over there so that it cleans the scalp. Also, if you have a very oily scalp, then do consider washing your hair more frequently, at least 2 to 3 times in a week. Keep yourself hydrated, reduce stress by practicing yoga and meditation, and if you still need help, don't hesitate to call up and book an appointment with your dermatologist. Hair is part of your body, so unless you maintain a healthy lifestyle, your hair will not shine. Therefore, always eat healthy, maintain a balanced diet which is rich in protein, iron and biotin. Stop smoking. Smoking has various bad effects on your hair growth and hair fall. When should you go and visit a doctor? So dermatologist is the right doctor to consult for a hair loss problem. If you are witnessing more than normal shedding of hair or excess hair when you're combing or shampooing, then this should be a reason for you to go visit and take a consultation. If you see a sudden patchy hair loss or a great number of hair coming out from a particular point on your scalp, this is also one alarming cause for going and taking a consultation. If you're constantly distressed about persistent hair loss which is chronic, happening since many years or many months, then definitely you should go and visit a doctor, because time is a very crucial part in the management of hair loss. The more you delay, the worse gets the prognosis, meaning that the results that you may get after the end of your treatment may not be as good as you may when you start your treatment early. If you like this video, do like it, share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. If you have any queries, you can mention in the comment section below and we will be happy to help you. Take care and see you soon.